Right now, multiple people are looking for a new place to live after getting displaced by an apartment fire. What the Red Cross is asking for from the community.
Plus, law enforcement in New York is on high alert in case a Manhattan grand jury decides to indict former President Donald Trump.
And with a teacher shortage across the state and nation, how more teachers are entering the classroom without full certification. That's all coming up right now at 10. This was the scary scene that woke up dozens of people at the Monona Hill Apartments around 3 a.m. Saturday. Many people got out with just the clothes on their backs, and one person was found dead.
But people still aren't allowed into the unsafe rubble the flames left behind. But they don't need to search to know they lost everything. Armand Rahman spoke with some of those who lost their homes and organizations offering ways the community can help. Armand?
Brady and Charlotte, I stopped by the shelter which the Red Cross and other agencies helped set up nearby. After many left behind wallets, cash, medications, and more, what's needed are gift cards in small amounts like $25. But residents tell me they still don't know how they'll find an affordable place to live.
We left out of there with what we had on, which was some house shoes, the clothes we have on.
Now those former tenants of Monona Hills Apartments are faced with another uphill battle.
That's it. We lost everything.
Which is why the Red Cross is asking the community to donate gift cards. But the residents lost something that can't even buy.
I just got to find a place now.
A little over 10 people now stay overnight at the shelter at St. Stephen's Church, set up by the Red Cross and Newbridge, Madison.
You know, there's not much privacy, so it's literally just a few cots on the ground.
But Monona Hills was subsidized housing. In Madison, the wait list for public housing ranges from 6 months to 3 years. So if the shelter has to close, those displaced might not have many options.
To be like, okay, yes, this is bad. That, you know, I don't have somewhere to live, but you know, I can pay for a hotel for a while. That's just not a thing. Like, people in subsidized housing make, you know, sometimes $800 a month, and they're used to paying a rent that's 30% of their income.
The situation is deja vu for Monica Love, who lost her previous apartment to a fire 30 years ago.
I don't know what I'm going to do because I can't stay with any of my family. None of them have room.
And for disabled residents like Pamela Mahomes, the need for housing is much more dire.
And I had to be somewhere where I could plug up my oxygen tank 24 hours a day. I also need a walker so bad. That way I can walk to the bathroom by myself.
So even though they're getting help from the community, these residents' futures are still clouded in smoke.
I'm just lost. I need help to find somewhere to stay.
Now, community members can drop off gift cards at Newbridge, Madison's North or West Side offices or at the Monona Senior Center. Donations to the Red Cross are also appreciated.
Thank you, Armand. Employees at the Boulevard Bowling Alley on East Springs Drive on Madison's east side found 2 spent shell casings outside the building early Saturday morning. Officers say they did not find any property damage or receive any reports of injuries. The incident is still under investigation. If you have information, call Madison Area Crime Stoppers.
Meanwhile, in Fitchburg, police are also investigating reports of shots fired early this morning. Officers say they got multiple calls about gunshots in the 2400 block of Post Road at around 2 o'clock in the morning. 2 shell casings were found near the entrance of an apartment building. No injuries were reported and no property damage was found. Anyone with information on the incident is urged to contact Fitchburg Police.
More than 24 members of the Dane County Board of Supervisors are calling for County Executive Joe Parisi to fire Henry Vilas Zoo Director Rhonda Schwetz. Now, this after allegations of sexual assault and reports of a civil settlement. Schwetz was accused of groping a male zoo employee while the two were sharing a hotel room at a conference in 2018. In 2021, an investigation concluded Schwetz committed no wrongdoing. It would not be the first time the zoo's leadership was put under investigation. Last year, the Dane County Board approved an independent investigation of the zoo following allegations of racism by zoo management and mistreatment of zoo animals. Investigators found no evidence, though, of discrimination or a hostile work environment based on the legal standards for both.
And let's check your first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canaldi.
It was a nice day today. We had some sunshine, some clouds, but temperatures were on the mild side. We were in the 50s for the first time since the first day of the month. Let's start out by taking a look at the time lapse from the WISC Skycam. You can see we had some sunshine mixed in with the clouds, but even though cloud cover was not very thick and really didn't affect the temperatures very much, as we look at Doppler track, there are some showers now developing across parts of south central Minnesota. Those are moving eastward, and if you look at 6-hour future track radar, most of those showers should pass north of Madison, so that's where the best chances for showers will be overnight. High temperatures today soared into the 50s. Madison hit 54, 57 in Janesville. Boscobel topped out at 59. To the north and east, temperatures were much cooler in the 30s through much of central and northern Wisconsin, so there's a big temperature contrast. Now, Madison's at 42, Janesville's at 41 degrees. Most areas are still in the upper 30s to lower 40s. Here in Dane County, it's 39 in Perry, 41 in Mount Horeb, 42 in Madison, and 42 in Sun Prairie. Otherwise, skies will remain mostly cloudy for tonight. Again, a chance for a shower. The best chance is north of Madison with a low of 38 degrees. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that includes colder weather as we head toward the end of the week. Maybe some chances for snow as well.
Well, the gloves were off earlier today as we saw the two candidates for the state Supreme Court go at it in their one and only debate. Today, both Janet Protasiewicz and Dan Kelly accused each other of being bought and paid for by the Democratic and Republican parties. Kelly, for example, says he will not take any money from the state Republican Party, but today he says he is getting, quote, support from the party.
I reject that. Now, I understand my opponent has been accepting millions of dollars from the Democratic Party of Wisconsin.
Okay, let's talk about bought and paid for and impartial. My opponent was still on the payroll of the Republican Party of the state of Wisconsin in December of 2022.
There have been millions of dollars spent in this race, not only by the candidates themselves, but money is pouring in from outside groups as well. That's because whoever wins this Supreme Court race in April will set the balance and direction of the court for years to come. Next week, candidates vying to become Madison's next mayor will face each other in a debate. Incumbent Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway will face challenger Gloria Reyes Monday, March 27th, 1 week before the April 4th election. News 3 Now and the Cap Times are co-sponsoring this debate. You can watch a live stream of the debate on our website at 7 p.m. and again right here on Channel 3 Tuesday, March 28th at 4 o'clock. You can submit a question for consideration right now on channel3000.com.
Former President Trump was not arrested today, despite his own recent claim on social media. The Manhattan District Attorney is investigating if Trump falsified business records by having Michael Cohen, his one-time personal attorney, pay Stormy Daniels to keep quiet about an alleged affair. Barricades were put up around Lower Manhattan for the second day in a row as the NYPD prepares for protests in the event former President Trump is indicted. A.T. Smith, a former deputy director of the Secret Service, says law enforcement will be able to handle the potentially chaotic scene if Trump surrenders to authorities.
The Secret Service is very well equipped to handle large crowds, large visits, things that are unique in the way of protection. They're planning ahead for anything that could go wrong.
There are 4 separate investigations into Trump. He has denied any wrongdoing in all of them.
New video tonight showing a Good Samaritan helping police stop a man who was carrying loaded weapons around New York. Authorities say the gunman was running away from police after flashing a revolver and a semi-automatic rifle at people. Well, the Good Samaritan got in his way, pushed him, and held him until police caught up. The suspect had ditched the rifle during the chase, but law enforcement was able to recover both of the weapons.
The Pentagon has changed course and is now giving Ukraine 31 M1A1 Abrams tanks instead of the newer M1A2 variants that were previously planned. Pentagon Press Secretary, Air Force Brigadier General Pat Ryder confirmed the move today. He says the move will greatly accelerate the time it takes to ship the tanks to Ukraine, shaving months off of the previous timeline.
The second largest school system in the nation was shut down today as Los Angeles school workers began a 3-day strike over unfair labor practices. The workers, including cafeteria workers, special education assistants, custodians, and bus drivers, decided to strike following failed negotiations with the Los Angeles Unified School District. LAUSD Superintendent Alberto Cavallo called the walkout an unnecessary harm to students that will compound the setbacks of the COVID-19 pandemic and the 2019 teachers' strike when 6 school days were lost. More Wisconsin teachers are taking an alternative route to getting licensed, according to a new report from the Wisconsin Policy Forum.
McKenna Alexander breaks down why this is and what it means for education in our state.
Amid a teaching shortage both in the state of Wisconsin and across the nation, more and more teachers are entering the classroom without full certification. According to a new report from the Wisconsin Policy Forum, the number of emergency teaching licenses, 1 to 3 year licenses granted by the state, has nearly tripled over the last decade.
Basically, these are licenses when a school district is unable to find a teacher that's gone through the typical licensure process that's laid out by the state's education agency, the Department of Public Instruction. They are able to hire a teacher, and what will happen is that person that is given a conditional license, they have to fulfill certain educational steps to eventually get a full license.
Last year, the State Department of Public Instruction issued 3,197 emergency licenses. That's up from 1,125 in 2013. In the same time period, nearly 100 more school districts across the state have hired teachers with these licenses, increasing from 303 districts in 2013 to 406 in 2022. However, these numbers are likely lower than the actual number of emergency licenses issued because the DPI only counts the license issued during the first year of a 3-year period. Dan Rossmiller with the Wisconsin Association of School Boards argues this rising number of emergency licenses isn't necessarily a bad thing and actually helps open the door to teaching.
Emergency is a bit of a misnomer. And I think that just because a person isn't fully certified doesn't mean that they're not highly motivated to work with kids. And that's important. Having a caring, responsible adult in the classroom can go a long way. The fact that they are working toward getting fully certified is important.
In part, Summerhauser agrees, noting this trend highlights an increase in people seeking second careers at some point in their life, allowing them to study education while teaching at the same time. But perhaps the biggest takeaway from this report is the difficulty districts face in finding educators with traditional qualifications.
We feel like something that, particularly state policymakers may want to consider as they look at how to address teacher shortages, how to address things like school funding.
In Madison for News 3 Now, this is McKenna Alexander.
To see the full Wisconsin Policy Forum report, just visit our website at channel3000.com.
The Madison Fire Department has appointed a new fire marshal. Bill Sullivan assumed duties on March 6th. He's worked with the department since 2007. Sullivan earned a Bachelor of Science in Fire and Safety Engineering Technology from the Eastern Kentucky University. He spent the last 18 years as a fire protection engineer for MFD. Coming up, Gary's back with a complete look at the forecast.
Plus, California continues to get hit with more rain as flooding concerns grow in that state.
At Pick and Save, we want our fresh produce to meet your expectations, which is why we do up to a 27-point inspection to check for things like color and scarring. Because when it comes to fresh, higher standards mean fresher produce. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Make a move in the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and Accord, with available hybrid powertrains designed for more responsive performance and more advanced tech. When you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2022 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. Get moving and find the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
You've got this. Your big moment on their big day. The dress? Another one you'll never wear. Gift? Practical. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free overdraft protection transfers. So when you get invited to your third destination wedding in as many months, we'll be there with you.
When we first met Todd, we thought Jen was kidding.
You've got this with Associated Bank.
There were severe health complications with my baby when I was pregnant. We made the decision to have an abortion so our daughter wouldn't suffer. Dan Kelly doesn't believe that women should even have that freedom. On the Supreme Court, Dan Kelly will uphold the criminal ban on abortion. Someone you love might struggle with a pregnancy like I did. And that's why we can't have an extremist like Dan Kelly on the Supreme Court.
When your door is always open, so is the fridge. At Pick and Save, however you shop, in-store, pickup, or delivery, you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards. That's a win-win-win. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Doesn't just look like me.
I just play into it. I'm like, and I'll tell you.
Plus, Sky Jackson is a class act.
The key to a good clapback is...
She said it with grace.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
8 months after Ale Asylum closed its doors, some of their most popular beers are once again living on through another local brewery. Earlier this month, the owners of Carbon 4 announced plans to relaunch several of Ale Asylum's most popular beers, including Hopalicious. And tomorrow, they're going to host a Hopalicious homecoming celebration.
We really just felt like it had to live. You know, that it had to live, and it seemed like we were maybe, you know, the best option for that because we could bring it back home, we could keep it in Madison.
Carbon 4 Brewing is actually in the same location as the original Ale Asylum, right by Madison College. And as mentioned earlier, it won't be just Hopalicious coming back. It will be all of the old Ale Asylum favorites. And Carbon 4 wants to hear from you, deciding what order to bring them back.
Right now in California, another storm system is pounding much of the state. That means heavy rain, strong winds, and mountain snow for at least the 12th significant atmospheric river of the season. The San Francisco Bay Area has seen 150 to 200% of its normal rainfall since the beginning of October. Crews in San Jose say they're trying to get as much mess cleared as they can to prepare for the next round.
It's definitely been a challenge with after all the drought and then to get into this heavy rains.
Meanwhile, in San Bernardino County, 3 to 4 more feet of snow are forecast through Wednesday. Public Works employees are activated for round-the-clock snow plowing. The Governor's Office of Emergency Services tweeted it has positioned rescue teams for the storm. And for the latest on the system, let's check back in with Gary Canolti. Gary.
You know, some of that moisture has moved across the country and is affecting us. Fortunately, a lot of it gets wrung out across the mountains. So by the time it reaches us, we don't have as much. But still, it's affecting our weather. And let's start out by taking a look at the Doppler track. You can see the surge of moisture that came in from the latest storm is heading more into the northern portion of the Midwest, mainly snow up across parts of North Dakota, Minnesota. There are winter storm warnings up there. Some light snow to the north of our area into northern Wisconsin and into upper Michigan. But we're on the warm side of this system, at least initially. That's why we had temperatures in the 50s today. And the next batch of precipitation coming in from the west is in the form of rain showers. Now, some of that will transition over to snow, but most of the snow will stay north of our viewing area tonight, with temperatures expected to be in the upper 30s, and the shower shouldn't last for very long. But 3 things you need to know in the forecast. We'll see chances for showers overnight and during the day tomorrow. It'll still be mild, but then Wednesday night and Thursday we start to turn a little colder. Possibility exists for some snow to mix in with the rain. This will end pretty early on Thursday morning. It'll start turning chilly toward the end of the week. Thursday, high temperatures will drop back into the lower 40s, and we'll see below normal temperatures through Thursday of next week at least, and we could even be a little bit longer than that. Minor snow accumulations, though, are possible from Friday night into Saturday as a weather system passes to our south. The GFS computer model from FutureTrack, this is the U.S. government computer model, showing clouds moving in by Friday evening. Precipitation in the form of rain to our south, but notice as it moves into southeastern Wisconsin, it starts transitioning over to snow as the air turns a little bit colder. But that would limit the amount of accumulation, plus the fact that the storm should move out pretty quickly. This is noon, the snow winding down west of Madison and pretty much gone by 6 p.m. So this computer model shows the potential for some localized heavy snow over southeastern Wisconsin, especially close to Lake Michigan, but north and west of Madison, almost no snow snow at all, maybe a couple of inches here in town. The European computer model has the storm a little farther north and the potential for a little higher snow totals through much of southern and eastern Wisconsin. This, I think, at this point is unlikely because of the fact that the air to the north of the storm will be fairly dry. So there'll be a sharp cutoff in the northern edge of the snow. So if the moisture gets this far north, I don't see that happening. The temperatures could be cold enough for snow, but I don't see the moisture getting that far north. But out in the Pacific Ocean, here's that atmospheric river coming from north of the Hawaiian Islands, following along the jet stream, and then pulling into the southwestern part of the country. Again, as these systems move across the country, they follow the jet stream. But right now, we're on the warm side of things. That will change. The jet stream will gradually sink to the south, and notice those upper level winds coming in from the northwest. That's what will change our weather pattern for the end of the week. Tomorrow, one more mild day, high of 52, a chance of a shower, but the better chances come in tomorrow night. Planning your day for Dane County for tomorrow, 49 for the high in Mount Horeb, 50 in Waunakee, 49 in Sun Prairie. Again, just a chance for a shower during the day. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, 50 for the high in Janesville, 49 Baraboo, and 50 in Lone Rock. Future track precipitation, again, not looking at much, maybe a 1/10 of an inch or less through much of southern Wisconsin. First warn, 7 to 10 day forecast. Those temperatures turn colder. Again, Friday night into Saturday morning, watching for some snow, and then some rain and snow chances off and on into next week. Those temperatures staying below normal at least through Thursday.
And coming up in sports, the Badgers are heading to Vegas, baby. How they top the Ducks in dramatic fashion next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Why are there 2 extra seats? I know, Uncle Dane and his giant beard.
The Volkswagen Atlas with best-in-class third-row legroom. Visit your local Volkswagen dealer for 4.9% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2023 Atlas or Atlas Cross Sport.
Get Cheetos or Lay's for just $1.98. Wednesday only at Hy-Vee. That's right, your daily deal for Wednesday is Cheetos or Lay's for just $1.98. While supplies last, only at Hy-Vee.
Oh, the weather. What's the chance of rain tomorrow?
Ooh, 80%. I make it rain. I make it rain.
Speaking of making it rain, at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, we have an average 95% payout, which leads you to more chances of playing longer and more chances to win big. Play longer, win more, chances are you're gonna like it.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Family-owned Brothers Maine knows choosing appliances for a remodel or new build can be exciting and overwhelming. Our experienced staff has experienced it all as we've guided thousands of area families through appliance selection. Brothers Maine has a larger inventory and low-price deals that consistently beat competitors, including Big Box. You heard me, Big Box can't beat our prices. From sales to install, Brothers Maine does it all. Feel great about your purchases and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all Silverado 1500 pickups. And current Chevy owners get $2,500 cash allowance on this Silverado with a turbo high-output engine. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
There were severe health complications with my baby when I was pregnant. We made the decision to have an abortion so our daughter wouldn't suffer. Dan Kelly doesn't believe that women should even have that freedom. On the Supreme Court, Dan Kelly will uphold the criminal ban on abortion. Someone you love might struggle with a pregnancy like I did. And that's why we can't have an extremist like Dan Kelly on the Supreme Court.
You and running have been together for a while now. Fact is, so has Morgan's Good Form Running. We're here to help runners achieve their goals and push their limits in every sport or adventure they pursue. That kind of performance demands real innovations in technology, shape, and fit.
And we're experts in all of it, so no matter why you run, your best race starts here.
Morgan's Good Form Running, Hilldale.
Get Cheetos or Lay's for just $1.98. Wednesday only at Hy-Vee. That's right, your daily deal for Wednesday is Cheetos or Lay's for just $1.98. While supplies last, only at Hy-Vee.
Why are there 2 extra seats? I know, Uncle Dane and his giant beard.
The Volkswagen Atlas with best-in-class third-row legroom. Visit your local Volkswagen dealer for 4.9% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2023 Atlas or Atlas Cross Sport.
The Wisconsin men were in Eugene tonight for the NIT quarterfinals, and some Oregon fans wanted to have some fun and rile up the entire state of Wisconsin with a sign that says, cheese curds are overrated. 2 issues with this. 1, it's factually incorrect, and 2, they misspelled overrated. There are 2 R's. Now, as far as the game, Badgers 2-1 all-time in postseason play against the Ducks, and Max Klesmit came to play. The junior drops home the floater plus the foul. He finished with a game-high 18. Then, under a minute to go, Chucky Hepburn provides that dagger. The triple puts Wisconsin up for good. They survive and advance to go to Vegas with a 61-58 win. So Wisconsin will face North Texas next Tuesday with a spot in the NIT championship on the line. Ever since Luke Fickell was introduced as Wisconsin's next head football coach, there's been a buzz around Madison. And since that day, Fickell has hit the ground running, bringing a star-studded coaching staff, adding a high-profile transfers, and targeting big-time recruits. All of that, plus the guys he has returning, as expectations through the roof for this fall. Everybody is talking about Wisconsin football, and that's quite all right with Coach Fickell.
There's not energy out there, there's not excitement about it, then you got to worry, you know? And then people ask, well, how do you handle expectations? There's nothing greater than having expectations. Let's be honest. I mean, the internal pressure, the things that are put upon yourself, you get to find out who you are, you know? And it's much better, you know, than the other way. I know that. And so we love it. I love it.
On the ice, Britta Curl, KK Harvey, Casey O'Brien, Lacey Eden, Nicole Lamontia, and Jesse Comfort won't have much time to celebrate that national championship. The 6 Badgers are heading to Blaine, Minnesota next week to compete in the U.S. Women's National Team's evaluation camp with hopes of landing a spot on the women's national team and skate in this year's Women's World Championship.
Just a nuisance.
Spring training baseball, Brewers taking on the White Sox. They're down 1-0 in the second. Mike Brasso changes that with one big swing. His 2-run bomb puts the crew up 2-1. But that lead won't last long. Brewers lose 6-5 in a game that doesn't count. Only 7 more spring training games until opening day at Wrigley on the 30th. We're back after this.
It's a brand new day.
Don't let junk get in the way.
All you have to do is point.
And you'll be back to your old self again.
Yeah!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
At Lawton Cates, being prepared and confronting every aspect of your injury case with honesty, integrity, and innovative solutions has earned us a reputation for excellence in representing the injured. Because at Lawton Cates, your life counts.
If you've had a classic Reuben before, then Arby's Reuben will taste quite familiar. But if you haven't, man, oh man, are you in for a wild ride. Arby's, we have the meat.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get up and get into Ford F-150, part of F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. All amped up and ready for work or play. Plus, there's a great selection in stock and ready for delivery today. So get into Ford Truck Month and see what a built Ford tough truck can do for you. Choose FlexBuy on F-150 and get 0.9% APR financing for 66 months plus 1,000 FlexBuy, 1,000 Ford credit cash, and 500 accessories cash.
Come to Slumberland and get 20% off our beautiful new furniture and decor during our Spring Spruce Up event. We've got fresh new looks, like sleek new upholstery for your living area, plus extra discounts on recliners, patios, Sealy mattresses, and sectionals, including our new super versatile modular sectional. Get an extra 20% off Slumberland low prices during our Spring Spruce Up event right now at Slumberland Furniture. And check out our easy new mattress rating system to get you in your perfect bed.
After I was robbed and my girlfriend was beat up,
Janet Protasewicz was the prosecutor that went after those criminals. Those fools were on a violent crime spree. Janet prosecuted them case after case and brought those criminals to justice. I saw her work up close. She's compassionate, she's fair, and she believes in public safety. On the Supreme Court, I know she'll fight for you because she fought for me. Janet cares about us.
Transform the look of your home with 11% off all garage doors at Menards. Choose from our wide variety of colors and styles. Or design the perfect door for your home at Menards.com. Get this 9x7 garage door for $399.99 after rebate. Keep your home's exterior protected with Cedar Creek vinyl siding. This low-maintenance siding withstands the elements and comes in 16 colors ready to install. Get double white vinyl siding for $499 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
It's a brand new day.
Don't let junk get in the way.
All you have to do is point.
And you'll be back to your old self again.
Yeah!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
A call for action over a healthcare horror story, Thursday at 5:30.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
And here's Gary for a final check of the forecast.
Well, skies are partly cloudy out there right now. There's a live view from the Edgewater Sky Cam. No precipitation right now in southern Wisconsin, but 6-hour future track radar shows the possibility for some rain showers moving mainly north of Madison, maybe a few flurries mixing in northern portions of Juneau and Adams counties as we head toward the early morning hours. Temperatures right now still above freezing, 37 in Madison, or 37 in the Dells, 42 here in Madison, 41 in Janesville, across Dane County, 41 right now in Edgerton and Stoughton, and 42 in Sun Prairie. For tomorrow, look for a high of 52 with a chance of showers, but again, colder weather's on the way for the end of the week.
But I was living my best life today.
Sorry.
Okay. That's going to do it for us. Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.